Day number 2 49ers camp kicks off today, probably as we speak. I'm excited. I know you're excited. We got a lot to talk about. Brock Purdy is back. Nick Bosa's holding out. There's 49ers power rankings out there, guys. This is going to be a lot to break down on today's show, and we don't have a lot of time to do it, so stick around with a little breezy this, a little breezy that right here on the Wayne Breezy Show.
Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded. I got the Niners on my back, you know. Breezy this, breezy that. Ain't nobody working like Breezy, and that's a fact. Overmotivated is an understatement. Gold-blooded to the core, got your squad hating. Breezy make it look easy. Breezy on everything like 05067 Wheezy. This is not a gang. Yeah, we faithful in every way. And even though we on the East Coast, very loyal to the Bay. Heavy red and gold every day. And if you really a Niner fan, I know you can relate. Applying pressure with this content like Smaller Bear. We not accepting no slander about Trey, so beware. I stay in exclusively Niner hats. And I always tell the truth, this exclusively Niner facts. Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded. I got the Niners on my back, you know. Yeah. Breezy this.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Wayne Breezy. We gold-blooded and we shining. You already know what time it is. We stay faithful to the Bay. It's good to be back. It's good to have the 49ers back as well. I know my energy's on level 100. Listen, I've took a break for a reason. I needed to hit that battery recharge, grab me another Energon Cube. If you guys don't know about the Transformers, you're losing. I need you to go ahead and study your Energon Cube sources and where we get the energy from to bring you 49ers content. Shout out to all the 49er content creators out there that are going to be at training camp. The open practice is today. I salute you. Do your thing today. Bring us that content, and I'll do my best to help put it out there and to give you guys credit. I'm frozen on TV. Am I frozen? I shouldn't be frozen. Big Daddy says I'm frozen. I hope I'm not frozen. But listen, let me go ahead and give the Breezy's Bunch crew their love, their flowers. Peachy Brown is in the building. Don't Bother Me is in the building. Shout out to all. Ronnie33 in the building. My man Grant is in the building. I ain't gonna mess it up today. Jedi is in the building. Coach Cruz, the one and only, is in the building. We got a 49ers legend. Johnny Dell's Football Academy is in the building. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to his channel and go ahead and cop that JD Football Academy apparel today. Marty Marr, 49er Empire in the building. Eddie G and the Bulldogs in the building. The one and only, the lovely Jax Knox is in the Women Crush Wednesday. What is going on here? I didn't even mean to read that. All right. But she's in the building. All right. Joker's in the building. And to all the Breezy's Bunch crew, if you're not a member, go ahead and click join as we speak. Matter of fact, if you're new to the stream, I want you to do this. I want you to subscribe to the channel, all right? Not only do I want you to subscribe to the channel, I want you to become a member of the BBC. I know that doesn't sound right. My apologies. Make sure you're hashtagging BB and not BBC, all right? But go ahead and become a member of the crew, all right? It's the Breezy's Bunch crew, and I have a nice little chat that I'm going to be kicking off. There's a new app out there called, let me see if I can pull it up on my phone, whatever. It's called Bunches. All right, I'm gonna make sure I put the link out there. It's where we get together. It's not as difficult as what Discord is. Discord, we talk about anything. This is gonna be strictly football with your boy Breezy. It's free, so if you want to join, you can. I'll put the link in the description of the show. It's called Bunches. But guys, make sure you like, you comment at the Wayne Breezy right here on YouTube. We appreciate YouTube and all the love that they show us here. Thank you for giving us that platform to do this show. It's great to be back. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. All right. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify as well. The Wayne Breezy Show. You can follow and subscribe on Twitter at The Wayne Breezy as well as on Instagram. And don't forget, Threads is new out there. Got to get to 1K over there on Threads as well. It's all about the numbers, guys. I know you guys keep saying, why we keep asking to follow here, follow this, follow that. You know what it is. It's a numbers game. It got ridiculously hot all of a sudden. Like, I was cool, calm, and collected. And now it's hot all of a sudden. Got to get out the basement. But thank you guys for helping us reach 10K on Instagram. I want to do something special for those that do follow and subscribe on Instagram. If you subscribe on Instagram, I'll do something extra special. But if you follow on Instagram, I'm going to do something special. I'm going to give away something on there. So stay tuned. Be on the lookout for that. That'll be exclusive to Instagram. I'm excited to bring you guys exclusive content back to the Patreon now that we have real authentic content to put out there. But patreon.com, all right, /Wayne Breezy is where you guys can go sign up and you'll get exclusive content. There are different tiers, different packages for everybody out there. All right. Don't forget to go to the website, www.twben.com. You can cop the latest apparel. I am working on training camp apparel, so we should have something up and going for today. One of the training camp battles. I can't wait till you guys see the concept that myself and Ty are creating for you guys out there. And last but not least, so faithful to the Bay. Shout out to Lake City Fresh. I'm sure he's tuning in. That is the originator, none greater. We got a new song out there, Lake City Fresh. Travis King, your boy Breezy's on there. You know what I'm saying? 712. Oh my gosh, you got to check out the record. You can purchase the record, but if you have your streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, things like that, it's definitely available for downloads. I need you to do me a favor, download that junk and help get it on 49ers playlist. Help get that joint on 49ers playlist. I don't know how to do it, but I know you know how to do it. So go ahead and check out the new single, Faithful to the Bay. I am looking to shoot a music video, and here's the timeline for that. The music video should be around the Dallas Cowboys game out in San Francisco. All right. So if you want to be a part of the music video, I'll make sure I put more stuff and information out there, but I'm working to get it done around that time. All right. Just wanted to put that out there for you guys. Guys, it's dope. Like training camp. You guys should be excited. All right. Before we start the show, I want to know from 1 to 100, what is your excitement level? From 1 to 100, what is your excitement level? I'm at 1,000. I already know that I went past 100, but you can only go to one. Is it on a 99? Is it on a 98? They haven't even put the pads on yet. Camp is about to kick off probably in the next 25 minutes or so, where they actually start practicing. Oh my gosh, Terrence, you did what I did. You're on 1,000. I love it. You're on 1,000. You're with me, like 1,000. Like, but 1 to 100. I'm just curious to know. Damn, Marty Marr. Woo! I don't even know what that number is. You too, Andrew. Woo! That look like that's a 2, 3. That's a billion. I think. Ronnie says he's only at 50%. You know what I mean? Listen, it might not be there for you guys. Mrs. Tara says she's at 100%. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's all Gucci, man. Wherever you are, I'm glad. I'm glad you're there because the Niners officially kicked off. And I know we got a chance to hear from Kyle and we got a chance to hear from John Lynch. You can take it how you want it with a grain of salt. And I was more excited to hear from Fred Warner, Christian McCaffrey, and Talanoa Hufanga. 3 All-Pros led it off and the pressers on yesterday. I was super excited to listen to them, watch them, look at their mannerisms, look at how excited they were. Like that just made my day. So the players are ready. I can't wait to see what other players that they give us to speak. I can't wait to hear from some of the rookies out there. This is going to be interesting. Now, listen, we got a lot of stuff we want to get to, so let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty. Shout out to my nitty gritty Niners crew. Shout out to Crystal Peachy B, Mo's Nose, and the one and only Fear to God. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to Mike from Nothing But Niners. He is an awesome person. If you're not following Nothing But Niners, make sure you go ahead and jump onto their stream and make sure you go ahead and subscribe to that channel as well. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that happened. I want to start off with the power rankings going into the season. Now, the 49ers on Bleacher Report rank number 5. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the top 5. So the 49ers are in the top 5. I want to get your thoughts on this. Kansas City Chiefs are number 1. The Cincinnati Bengals are number 2. The Philadelphia Eagles are number 3. The Buffalo Bills are number 4. And the 49ers are number 5. Now, if I feel a little slight disrespect because of this. Like, how aren't the top four teams the four teams that were in the championship games? How do the Buffalo Bills creep up in the power rankings? They just lost Naheem Hines. They're going to be searching for some type of a running back addition. It may be Dalvin Cook. I don't know. I understand our quarterback situation, but listen, this came out before Brock was, back to quarterback number one. But at the end of the day, how do the four teams that were in the championship games aren't the top four in the power rankings? Am I missing something here? I'm just curious to know that. Now, I'm going to read to you guys. Yes, it's time for a story, so just get ready. And here's what they wrote about the San Francisco 49ers. Shout out to Bleacher Report out there, too. I'm looking for a job, so maybe they'll hire me. All right, the San Francisco 49ers have advanced to the NFC Championship in 3 of the past 4 seasons, and they're loaded on both sides of the ball this year. Again, they're loaded on both sides of the ball. Check out my man Hugh Terra Dome's show. He did a show about us being loaded on his channel. Make sure you guys check that out. All right, they have plenty of skill position talent and a stout offensive line. Wait a minute. Y'all have been crying about one player on the offensive line, and this particular writer said that they have a stout offensive line. I've been trying to tell y'all that. Don't worry about McKivitz. He a grown-ass man. I don't care about his contract. He gonna go out there and make it do what it do, baby. Trust me. Y'all gotta start trusting your boy Breezy. Yeah. Just trust me. All right? If I'm wrong, charge it to me. Bring it. You can give it back to me. I'm a big guy. I can take it. I'm a big fella. All right? Trust me. McKivit's going to be all right. Whoever starts at that right tackle position is going to be all right. Trust me. All right? Stout offensive line. And arguably, I don't even think it's arguably the NFL's best defense, spearheaded by reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa. But as Moton wrote, questions at quarterback I didn't even read this yet. This is the first time I'm reading this, and I told you at the very beginning that the quarterback was going to be the question. But questions at quarterback can ultimately determine how far the Niners go this year. This could be why the 49ers are 5. Look at the quarterbacks that are in the top 4. They're probably the top 4 quarterbacks in the league, and then the 49ers without a stout quarterback at that position. You know what I'm saying? They're number 5. So maybe we can stop the pushback just a little bit. Let's keep reading. Quote, we have no idea who will be the Niners starting quarterback to open the season, but Kyle Shanahan is still the head coach, and he'll put his signal caller in the best position to keep the offense steady, he said. We saw that with Brock Purdy, whom the 49ers selected with the last pick in the 2022 draft. As Purdy recovers from UCL surgery, Sam Darnold and Trey Lance will battle for the starting job. Both of the backups are good enough to win games in Purdy's absence. Now, if my brother from another mother, Mike Andrews from Nothing But Niners, was here, he would question, why is it that Sam Darnold's name comes before Trey Lance's name? But this is not that show. I'm going to continue to read about the power rankings. Both of the backups are good enough to win games in Purdy's absence. Man, where in the heaven and hell have you heard that? Did I not say to y'all that the 49ers can win games with any one of these quarterbacks? They can win with Brock, they can win with Trey, and betcha by golly wow, they can find a way to win with Sam Darnold. I wonder if they watched the show. Darnold nearly led the Carolina Panthers to the 2022 playoffs, going 4-2 as a starter in his last 6 starts. I got to read that line again because I know we give Sam Darnold a lot of flack, a lot of pushback. We give him a lot of hell. But here's the facts. Darnold nearly led the Carolina Panthers to the 2022 playoffs, going 4-2 as a starter in his last 6 starts, he continued. Lance has limited experience, but he can add a wrinkle to the offense with his legs, which would make Shanahan's run-heavy offense a little harder to defend. I wonder where you guys heard that before. It's called 11 on 11. defend with running backs Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell healthy early in the season. Despite the 49ers questions under center, they're still a top 5 team. Round of applause to that article. I think that was one of the best articles that I've read about the San Francisco 49ers in the offseason. It was the most positive article that I feel like I've ever read. 49ers are top 5 in the Bleacher Report's power rankings. We'll see what ESPN has to put out there as well. Do you guys agree 49ers should be top 5? Number 5, or do you think they should be a little bit higher up? Again, go back to those top 4 teams. If I go Kansas City, quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. If I go Cincinnati Bengals, quarterback is Joe Burrow. If I go Philadelphia Eagles, the quarterback is Jalen Hurts. If I go to Buffalo Bills, which are at 4, the quarterback is Josh Allen. And then there's a circle around the quarterback, which we know now since yesterday, the quarterback is going to be Brock Purdy. And so I'm curious to know, do you guys feel the same way? Go ahead and put the comment in the comment section. And if you're watching the show or listening to the podcast, make sure you go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll make sure I get back to it. Let's talk about Brock Purdy returning, man. Congratulations to Brock Purdy. I see that top 3. You feel like you should be top 3. The market says top 3 or 4 as well. I love it. Brock Purdy's returning now. I like this the way that this is going to be set up. Congratulations to Brock Purdy for working his tail off, for getting back into football shape, for getting back into throwing and doing all those things. Now he's been cleared to practice and being cleared to practice in my mind means he's going to be cleared to play. I know that's not the actual, statement that he's cleared to play or whatnot, but he's definitely going to be cleared to practice. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's definitely going to be cleared to play since he's cleared to practice, in my opinion. Now, if there's any setbacks or things like that, it is what it is. We got to congratulations to Brock Purdy, and this is great for him, right? And this is actually great for the 49ers. And I know a lot of people are like, well, how is this great for the 49ers? Because the 49ers get their quarterback back that helped them get to the NFC Championship. They're still developing another quarterback that they highly believe in. And then they have another quarterback that they sign in the offseason that they believe in. So the 49ers have 3 quarterbacks that they feel they can win with. And at the end of the day, I just feel like the more the merrier. And if one goes down, the next one better be able to step right in and keep the wheels turning. All right? Keep the wheels turning. Brock Purdy returns. Now, he's going to be on, I like to say, a pitch count per 3 days. So that means, if I'm not mistaken, what Kyle Shanahan said yesterday was Brock Purdy's day. So today he will be off for the next 2 days, and then he'll return on that 4th day, and he'll get all the quarterback 1 reps. So Brock Purdy has been labeled the quarterback 1. Now, Snoopy, I like that you said this, okay? Let the quarterback competition begin. At the end of the day, I don't care if Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, or Sam Darnold is labeled quarterback 1. We officially have a competition in the 49ers camp at the quarterback position. This is not a big drop-off from having a guy like, Trey Lance and then Nate Sudfeld. Huge drop, huge decline. Ain't no way Nate Sudfeld was going to beat out a Trey Lance, right? But now that you've seen what Brock can do, now Trey Lance is drafted. He was selected to be this guy. And then you bring in a guy that was also drafted to be the guy. To me, that sounds like competition. And I'm going to keep it $100 with you. I just feel like Brandon Allen ain't no slouch as well. Like, I really don't feel like he's a slouch as well. So I'm glad that you feel the exact way that I feel about the quarterback situation. It's a competition. It's a competition. That's just how I feel. And at the end of the day, may the best man win. Now, Brock Purdy is back. This is great for the Niners. You heard Christian McCaffrey say great things. He said, listen, you kind of knew the way with his work ethic that he was going to find a way to return before he was supposed to return. Fred Warner said that he wasn't even surprised. He didn't know that Brock Purdy was back, but he wasn't even surprised because he just knows the mentality. And remember on an earlier show, show. I feel like it was yesterday's show or whatnot. With I think it was with John Chapman. He said we said something like, it comes down to, do these kids have that mindset to get over that injury and put that like way in the back of the back of the back, like right way in the back of their mind. And so that's something that we're gonna have to, I say steady focus on. Now again, every 3 days for Brock Purdy. Now, Trey Lance and Sam Darnold will take reps at quarterback 1 as well. And this is good because you want to see what they can do with the 1s. Then you're going to get to see what they can do with the 2s. And Kyle Shanahan broke down how the reps work. It's 1s a lot of reps, 2s get a lot of reps, and then the 3s and the 4s don't really get a lot of reps. So it's going to be interesting to see how this actually pans out. But I'm so happy for Brock Purdy overcoming the adversity, going through this UCL. I mean, the injury was terrible. It couldn't have happened at a worse opportune time for him and for the team. I mean, what could you do? Right. And now he's overcome this, and he's defying all odds. That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Brock Purdy once again. Boss says Trey Lance is starting because he's getting the most money, the same reason Jimmy played. I'm curious to know if that even matters anymore. About it's not that much more that he's going to be getting, and I don't know. But that's a good point. Usually when you see certain guaranteed money and players getting paid a certain amount of money, usually that means that they're going to be starting. You could kind of dictate, but Kyle Shanahan made this joint kind of funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? He made it kind of funny. You know what I mean? In my opinion, he made it kind of funny. So there it is, man. Brock Purdy returns. Nick Bosa is holding out. And I don't know about you, but I expected this, and I'm surprised at the same damn time. Like I expected it, and I'm surprised at the same time. Let me try to break that down. All right. Nick Bosa is about to be the highest paid player probably in the NFL, like especially at the defensive edge position. Right. He's gonna break the number game. He's gonna break Wall Street at that position. I really knew it was gonna take some time. It's not all peachy and creamy. Like, yeah, man, I'm gonna give you this. All right, cool. I'll accept it. We'll sign. No. There's some language into that joint or whatnot, and it's going to take some time. You heard John Lynch speak about this. He doesn't expect Nick Bosa to be here at the beginning of camp, which means that they're working diligently and hard and quick as F to get this joint done as quickly as possible. Now, some of the players, especially Fred Warner, they asked him about, will you be excited to, when Nick Bosa gets back? And then he said, yeah, of course, I'll be happy. But he's like, whenever he comes back, Nick Bosa's going to come to camp in shape and ready to play football. So I'm not worried about that. The question is, how long will this holdout last? I think that's kind of where we're going with the Nick Bosa situation. And will it last a week? Will it last, 2 weeks? Will it last through the whole preseason? You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it will. I don't even think that it will. I have faith that the Niners are looking to get this done in due process very quickly. And it's going to come down to Nick Bosa's agent, his camp, and making sure that they agree on the language terms of, the things of this contract. Johnny Dale has a hot take. He says the holdout will last until there's a new contract. There it is. I bet you there's a contract written, and it's all about getting the amendments right. I guarantee that is. Terradome says, how long did his brother hold out? You know what I'm saying? Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, case 49. And I'm not doing this on this today's show, but we can get a little spicy. Deebo Samuel showed up. That's why I just felt like I thought Nick Bosa would show up, which he still may come today. I thought Nick Bosa would show up, but he didn't. Are we questioning his character a little bit? I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Alberto, this is my guy. Yo, Bosa gonna get that. Yo, yes. For those that don't know who Jaylen Brown is, he just got paid like Johnny Kemp. I mean, paid. You know what I'm saying? Just got paid. But yeah, Nick Bosa is about to break the freaking NFL. And I'm glad he's a 49er, and you should be too. All right. So Nick Bosa's holding out. Or whatnot. Let's go ahead before we recap training camp day one. Let's talk about some of the reports that are out there. And I know there's some injuries going out there. Darrell Luter Jr. Remains on the PUP. They kind of told us what his injury was. What's going on? Professional Sutton is in the building. You guys don't know he's one of the people that I look up to in this podcasting world. So shout out to you, my bro. 49er faithful, 100%. But he does his podcasting as well. Darrell Luter Jr. has a hyperextended knee. Hyperextended knee. All right. So he's going to remain on the PUP for a couple of weeks, and then they're going to test it out and things like that. But did you hear how positive, or not, I don't even want to use the word positive. Did you hear how excited John Lynch was talking about Darrell Luter Jr.? Was I the only one that heard the excitement about how quickly he's come along, how great he processes the game? Dude, it was just all this crazy positive stuff about this kid. And all I want to do is sit back and say, I told you, this kid, when he's healthy and gets that opportunity, ain't never coming off the field. And I know that's a double negative. That means he's coming off the field, but you're going to take it in the colloquial way that I'm saying it. He ain't never coming off the field. Ever, 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 ever. Like, that kid is a football player. They talked about his mentality and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be crazy just to see how things kind of like fare out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jax. Get well, Darrell. Yes, John, we're super hyped. I'm hyped about this because the kid, I keep saying, that's the rookie I want y'all to watch. I'm infatuated with Jair Brown. I expect him to do things, right? But it's something about Darrell Luter Jr. that I feel like is going to tear the motherfucking NFL up. So guys, man, he's going to be in the PUP for a little time. And then Mitch Wishnowsky's placed on the NFI list. And I know a lot of people don't understand the difference between PUP and the NFI. Well, the NFI is a non-football injury, so that means it happened while they weren't like at camp preparing for football, things like that, whereas the PUP means it happened in camp and things like that. So Darrell Luter Jr.'s injury happened during mini camp, if I'm not mistaken, and Mitch Wishnowsky was injured. He injured his back. He has a back injury. It's not severe, so don't worry. The 49ers will have their punter, you know what I'm saying, going into the 2023 season, but he was lifting weights, and he probably put a couple of more plates on there because he wanted to lift with the big boys. He's planning to make a tackle or two or things like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So he's placed on the NFI. And that's the injury report. There's no one else from what I know as of now that's on that injury report. Shout out to Coach Cruz out there. He says, don't be surprised if T. Mitch makes the team. He's a dog. We're going to get to that very shortly because the 49ers did sign a new player in Terrence Mitchell, a cornerback. And let's go ahead and talk about that right now. So the 49ers signed Terrence Mitchell, cornerback. Now, he played for a couple of teams in the NFL. Let's see. 49ers signed Terrence Mitchell, cornerback. And it's interesting that they brought another cornerback in to compete. Like, what are we doing here? Like, but I love it. You know, I love it. This kid is a dog. You heard him talk about him. Let me get the PFF. I want to go through some of his stats just so you guys can get a little sense of who Terrence Mitchell is. And I'll go ahead and get that pulled up. My bad. This kid is gonna be like it. You know, if he does happen to make this squad, or whatnot, we'll find out. I mean, I think the 49ers are pretty stout. Last season, he played for the Tennessee Titans, all right, and he finished with 34 solo tackles. He had an interception, all right. He allowed 31 receptions. He had a forced fumble, 10 tackles for loss. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm a tackles for loss type of guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He only saw 307 coverage snaps, and he was in on 90 run defensive snaps. So if you want to know how many snaps he totaled out last year, just add the two together. 307 plus 90 is 397. So he's close to 400 snaps last year. But listen, they brought in another cornerback, 5'11", 191 pounds. He's from Oregon. He went to Oregon. He was drafted by the Cowboys in 2014, seventh round draft pick. 49ers signed him on yesterday. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do in camp on today, because he should be there. All right. So Terrence Mitchell is the newest signing for the San Francisco 49ers. All right. And here we got the 49ers per Aaron Wilson. They're working on a trio of linebackers. Frank Jenda. I spelled his name wrong, so let me make sure I go ahead and respell it right. Let's see. Is it Kaya Hiva? Tivzino, I think that's what it is. All right, so it could be Kaya Hiva or Kaya Hava Tevzino, and then Tay Crowder, former Giants linebacker Tay Crowder, is going to be working out for the 49ers. I'm curious to know why they're continuing to work out linebackers. Is there an injury to the linebackers? Question. I don't know. We did hear John Lynch say that he expects Dre Greenlaw and I think Elijah Mitchell, they were going to clear, get through their physical. They should be good to go. But I wonder if they signed a new linebacker. They're going to sign a new line. They're going to work on some linebackers, and I wonder if they're going to sign another linebacker because they have an open spot, if I'm not mistaken, for their 90-man roster, just to get a workout in and give Drake Greenlaw a little bit more, a little bit more break. He's a veteran. He doesn't really need to be out there practicing and things like that. So we'll see what happens with these three linebackers. But the 49ers are working out three linebackers on today. So stay tuned for that news. I'll be able to bring you guys that news via Twitter as well as on Instagram and on Threads as well. All right. Let's talk about and recap training camp day one. Training camp day one. Training camp day one. Super simple. It was conditioning. It was physicals. It was just little things. It was meet and greet. It was meetings. I saw a lot of smiles from the players. Shout out to 49ers and their social media team for putting out the content as well. And then at the end of the day, there were pressers. All right, there were pressers. But I want to get your thoughts on training camp day one. And so with that, I'm going to put the link inside the chat. All right, here are my takes on training camp day one. Everything went as smooth. We found out some information with Brock Purdy starting. We also found out that Trey Lance looked really good and healthy, and they're excited to see what he's going to be able to do out there on the field. We also found out that Trent Williams is just a god to them. Like he's the best player they've ever seen. There's so many different things that we found out yesterday that we knew what was confirmation between from Kyle and John Lynch, and I definitely want to get your takes on it. But for me, I thought training camp day one went successful. I can't wait to see who's going to, be a star in some of the drills that they have out on today. Also, who will lead the rookie hype machine on today? Which rookie? Will it be not Darrell Luter Jr., but would it be Jair Brown? Would it be any one of the other rookies? I'm going with Cameron Lott too. I feel like he's going to be the rookie machine guy today. So we'll see what happens. And for those that don't know who the rookie machine is, it's when a rookie comes out and they lead their team out and they just have a good time and they get the fans all wild up and things like that. Put in the chat who you feel like is going to be day one's rookie machine selection. I'm just curious to know, all right, who you guys feel. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get you guys on the show and let's have a great grand old time. All right, I want to get your takes on day one. There's the link. Feel free to click on the link. I'll get to about the first 5 people that clicked on the link. I want this show to be short and sweet because training camp is about to kick off, and I know you guys are going to want to stay hip to the news. Dion, I'm not going to wait. I'm just waiting for your picture to pop up, and once it is, I'm going to bring you on, baby. I'll see you, baby. What's going on, fam?
What's good, Breezy? How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, man. We're recapping training camp day one, and I want to get your takes and thoughts on how you felt day one went. and things like that. And what are you looking forward to on day 2?
Looking forward to just all the competition. You know me, I love defensive backs. So good that we brought in another guy to be able to compete. So that's where my focus will be pretty much for most of that. Defensive backs and the linebackers, I want to see what they got to bring. I do believe that Jair Brown's going to lead that rookie hype machine today. I think they'll put him out there because, everybody seems to like him. But as far as the whole quarterback thing, I think that was just yesterday. Kyle just solidifying that Brock is the starter. I don't believe there's any competition. I don't
Okay.
believe there's anything Trey Lance can do to win that starting job. I've said it all along. If Brock is healthy with no setbacks and no problems, he will be the starter. And outside of a setback or an issue, that's the only way Trey Lance has a chance. I mean, for God's sakes, Kyle literally said he's going to split reps with Sam Darnold and the first team. And to be honest with you, if I'm Trey Lance and I don't start this season, get me up out of here, man. Let me go. Let me go somewhere I can play. Because I ain't finna sit here and ride the bench, behind Brock Purdy, and then y'all gonna tell me it's a good thing for me to be here. It's just, I feel like the dude has been disrespected. The 49ers media didn't even mention Trey Lance. They mentioned Sam Darnold first. And I don't know why the media is enamored with Sam Darnold as if he's going to be something great. We've seen this dude for at least technically, I think, 3 seasons, and he hasn't given you nothing. So he ain't that great. And don't think that because he come to Kyle's system, he magically finna turn into the perfect QB. So it just kills me that Trey Lance continually gets disrespected in ways you can't imagine. And the key to why I said that I know that Brock is a starter is what did Kyle say when we first drafted Trey? It's going to be really hard for him to beat out Jimmy Garoppolo. What did he say yesterday? In so many words, it's going to be really hard for him to beat out Brock. Kyle has made his decision. He knew that. And he's not going to tell anyone because that's what Kyle does. He loves to watch the media just go into a frenzy and squirm and go off on tangents and, continue to talk about stuff. So he's never going to tell you anything. And he doesn't answer straightforward questions. So for me, I'm not mad that Brock is the starter. It is what it is. But if I'm Trey, I don't want to be here and be somebody's backup. I want to go somewhere where I can start and I have an opportunity and I have a real opportunity and not y'all telling me, oh, you got to split it with Sam. Why do I have to split anything with Sam Darnold? He just got here. He knows nothing of this playbook. He ain't been around like I've been around. Y'all didn't go up and trade all that capital to go get him. So y'all going to disrespect me and tell me I got to split reps with this guy who hasn't given you any reason to say that he should be having opportunity? I mean, I don't know, man. It just seems like a lot of disrespect to Trey Lance. And it kind of is what it is at this point. Brock's the guy. I've been known that, and I stuck to it. And watch when the season starts. This is what's going to happen. But I hope and pray, on a positive note, I hope and pray that Sam Womack comes out there and puts Isaiah Oliver to shame and steals that nickelback spot. I want that competition to be great. And I want Isaiah Oliver to go out there and do what he does. But I feel like if Steve Wilkes gets his hands on Sam Womack, Womack already has everything you need. He just needed Wilkes to fine-tune it. And I think Womack going to be out there making a lot of people sad on that field when they think they got a slot, and he out there killing them. But that's just my thought. I mean, the first day was fine. It is. They asked a bunch of questions, tell you about injuries. It was cool, but it's frustrating to me for my guy, man, because I really believe in Trey Lance. And I really would love for him to have an open opportunity, but it just ain't about to happen, man. It's not Kyle's thing. He likes Brock, and that's what he's going to stick with.
Look, I try to see things optimistically as much as I can. I feel exactly the same way you feel about Trey Lance. But this is the situation that he's in. And this is called adversity. And he's gonna have to figure out a way. Just like, hold on, because you're not gonna like it when I say this, just like Brock had to figure out a way. And what do I mean by that? Brock had to wait for Trey Lance to get injured and Jimmy Garoppolo to get injured to get an opportunity, right? And that's the only way Brock was going to see the field last year, right?
Yeah.
And when but he had to wait, right? So for Trey Lance, it's unfortunate that this is the situation that he's in. It's unfortunate, but you gotta have hope that when the opportunity presents itself, if Brock Purdy's quarterback one and he finishes quarterback one throughout this camp, there's no setbacks or whatnot, then Trey Lance is just gonna have to sit back, continue to progress, and just wait on his opportunity. It doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. It's just gonna take a longer period for it to happen. But it's we everybody says in this offense, the 49ers don't invest in an offensive line. So that means that there's always at some point going to be injuries at that position, which is the quarterback position. So Trey just has to wait his turn. Now, as far as the disrespect, D, I'm with you. Why does Sam Darnold name come before Trey? Why? Like why? He knew. Trey ain't new. So I feel the disrespect there. But I didn't hear Kyle Shanahan say, like he said about Trey Lance, that Brock Purdy is the starter. He says he's going to be taking those reps at quarterback one, but then he's going to be off for 2 days. So he's going to be on one, off two, on one, off two, until he shows progression to where he can go multiple days and with throwing the ball. We don't know how that's going to pan out. So I feel like, Dion, I know it sounds like he's saying it without saying any words. We just got to sit back and just kind of watch stuff unfold. For me, I'm still going to be rooting for Brock Purdy. I'm still going to be pushing for Trey Lance. Why? Because I want to see Trey Lance progress. So when he has his days as quarterback one, he need to be the best damn quarterback one out there to make the head coach go like this. Oh, shit. Like, what am I going to do? I got a really tough decision. I know Brock what he did, but yo, Trey Lance can add a different wrinkle. Trey Lance can do this. Will we see dual quarterbacks this year? We don't know. We don't know anything. So I think Lance is going to get an opportunity. It may come at a different time than what we want, but it ain't up to us, right? So at the end of the day, we just got to kind of fall back and just let the stuff unfold the way it needs to unfold. Right now, Brock is healthy. Got to let him rock. Got to let Brock rock. In the meantime, Trey just got to keep doing what he does, man.
Yeah, I mean, I respect your cautious optimism, but I can't say that I have that only because I know Kyle, man. I've watched this dude for years. I really have. And it's been a situation where he does stuff like this. And even though Kyle didn't say it, he just said it without saying it. He blatant. I mean, it's like it's the writing's on the wall. For me, I already know. It's set in stone in my head. No setbacks for Brock, no problems, no issues. He's going to be your starter. He doesn't have to say it. Because Kyle won't say it. Kyle won't say that until literally before game day when he has to turn that card in telling you who his starters are. He won't because he likes to watch the media squirm. He will not give it to you. They'll ask him that the whole time training camp is coming. He will continue to omit. And then when the season starts and Brock is the guy, just remember, everybody, I told you. And I will be that I told you so guy, because it's not what he wants, man. He doesn't care. He likes who he likes, and it just kind of is what it is. For me, in my head, I know Kyle enough, and I've seen him through his press conferences. He doesn't care for Trey Lance. And nothing he does is going to allow him to be able to do it. That's just me.
I don't get that, though. Like, how can you say he doesn't care for Trey Lance when he's still on this team?
He's only on the team because he didn't have an option.
You can't put that disclaimer out there and say he's on this team because he needs to be on this team. Like, if whether it's another option or not, you could cut a player. You could eat money. You don't want to, but you can.
I'll ask you this.
Go ahead.
If Trey Lance doesn't start and he winds up leaving his team, do we get on Kyle and rip him a brand new one for wasting our picks?
I mean, you can, but if we winning, does it matter?
It does. Why did you try to? Why would you? Anybody else who do that would have been fired.
That's the pushback. But that's the pushback, because when you traded for Christian McCaffrey, it was fuck those picks. And so when you traded for Trey Lance, and if it doesn't pan out, why can't we still say fuck those picks? Like, if we're winning, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, don't we just want to win?
We already know, because we knew what CMC was. We knew that. We knew CMC was a baller.
If we're losing, okay, I understand. Now you need to come at him. But if you're winning, right? If you're winning, which I feel like the 49ers will win. If you're winning, why does it matter? You weren't going to. That's look at the drafting Trey Lance and trading those picks wasn't just to jump up and get Trey Lance. It was to jump up and get a quarterback. Period. Why? Because they needed to find ways to save fucking money on the salary cap so that they could find ways to pay Trent Williams, Nick Bosa, George Kittle, and all these other Deebo Samuel and all these other premier players that the 49ers have. So they had to get cheaper at the quarterback. So you get rid of them first round picks where you don't have to waste money on, and now all of a sudden you're cheaper in the most important room in the position. Now, if you build a team, we've seen a couple of teams win with no-name quarterbacks. I feel like Trey Lance and Brock Purdy are named quarterbacks and they have skills. It can happen. But all I'm saying is if Trey Lance moves on to a different team and the 49ers happen to trade him and we're winning, what's the problem? Like, because at the end of the day, you wasn't drafting the quarterback with those picks. You was going to draft other positions, and what if you wouldn't win? We don't know that. So they went and got cheaper at the quarterback spot, so they're not locked in like some of these teams, Dion, that we're watching go into salary cap purgatory because they're paying the quarterback. Look at what Los Angeles, the Chargers just paid their quarterback, and will they be able to keep this team together now that the quarterback the 49ers gave themselves a few years. They found a way to draft the quarterback, and Brock just threw a wrinkle into the plan. That's why I said I don't know if I agree when you say that Kyle doesn't care about Trey Lance. I just don't think anybody thought Brock Purdy would have did the freaking impossible at the quarterback position. I think that's the wrinkle. You're like, oh, snap. And Dion jumped off, man. My bad if I was saying it wrong, Luke the Don. I thought I heard them say he was on one, off two, but you're saying he's on two, off one. So my apologies. I heard it wrong. My bad. CG Ruthless, what's going on, baby?
What's up, man? I think as far as our quarterback, we got to make sure the quarterback position is healthy so we don't have to go through that same disaster. You know, NFC Championship game, if we would have had Brock Purdy healthy, I think it would have been a different story, but that's either here or then. So, I'm just pumped about the tight end groups. I just want to talk about the tight end groups personally.
You motherfreaking talk about the tight end groups, and then I want you to plug your show and your channel when you finish.
Oh, yeah, for sure, bro. Like, I'm so pumped about this group of tight ends. Like, I mean, even though I'm not big on camera too, I like Braden Willis. Braden Willis is my guy, Oklahoma guy. So I feel like if George Kittle were to take a little breather, bro, I feel like that group's going to step up. And I feel like this is a job that Ross Dwelly has to step up or he's gone.
Woo! So cut, like cut and not even brought back to the PS.
Probably practice squad because I don't think any other team's going to claim him.
Got you.
But what's your thoughts of those tight end groups, bro? Because I'm just excited about this group this year.
I'm super excited about the tight end group too, because I think finally the 49ers got talent at the position. I think over these years, you know, when it's crazy. You drafted George Kittle, and you don't know if that fifth round pick is going to pan out, but you drafted him for a reason, right? And it's because he's just a gritty Mickey Ficky, right? He's gritty. And then you find out that he has the ability to get open. He has the ability to get yak. And now you're saying to yourself, oh, snap. Now, his only Achilles, in my opinion, is the fact that the way he plays football is a little bit more tough than a lot of these tight ends in the NFL. And he's susceptible to injuries. And I think that is his only downfall. But listen, he's going into a year 7, a year 8. I think he figured it out, right? And so I feel like Kittle is this pillar. And now They haven't been able to compliment him, CG, over these years, and now they bringing in this young talent and Cameron Latou, who's to me a red zone threat who you can line up in the slot. You can put a tight end in the slot with another tight end on the field. This is a matchup. Then you can put Brady. Imagine seeing 13 personnel on like first down.
Dude, that would be just a mismatch problem because if you put a 2 tight end set, you put in Latou or Brandon Willis with George Kittle, bro, that is like your pick your poison right there in the red zone. I mean, here's what I'm more excited about what Latou and Brandon Willis bring to the table. Brandon Willis is more of a do-it-all, bro. He's a jack of all trades. Latou is just a raw tight end. He's a red zone threat. He's a solid blocker, a good catcher, just not that fast guy, but he gets the job done. I like that these guys can block and they can do the dirty work. So they're kind of like your typical nitty-gritty, you know what I mean?
Listen, here's the thing that they're going to do with Latou, and a lot of people aren't talking about this. Imagine, I'm going to bring it back to 13 personnel because you usually see that on the goal line, but it's 3 big tight ends. No. Listen to what I just said. Imagine 13 personnel on first down. Here we go. George Kittle on the end line, right? Then you got, so that means he's probably going to be designated to block, which is fine. But now you got Cameron Latou split out into the slot, right? Lined up into the slot. Starts in line, runs in motion, gets into the slot position, right? And then you got Brandon Willis in the backfield, which you're accounting for as a running back, but because he's a tight end, it's 3 tight ends on the field, and you still got Christian McCaffrey out there. Do you know, or Elijah, the 49ers options with these type of tight ends, even in their rookie season, is to me like sky's the limit. They can do so many different things. So the talent is there, and that's why I'm excited about this room. And those 2 tight ends, regardless if Latou is raw or not, bro, I just really feel like they're a step up over Charlie Warner, no disrespect, and Ross Dwelly because they can block and they can catch.
Yeah, they're more of a complete type of tight end. Like the difference with Latou is he can block and he can actually catch, make the toughest catches. He doesn't need to be the fastest guy, but when you saw those catches that he made in certain plays, man, especially in the championship game, he made some key plays. And then you look at Brandon Willis, bro. This guy has emerged from Oklahoma's offense, bro. He was kind of like more of a guy that did his job, but his senior year, which is his redshirt year, his 5th year, he broke out and became a weapon to that offense. So I think what you're going to see with Brandon Willis is that intensity, bro. That guy is, I would say he's kind of like the Juwan Jennings at tight end position. That guy has energy.
Hold on. There it is. That's a great point. And so the options are limitless, right? Because you can line him out, he can get open. He's probably one of the great. I will say, I don't like to say poor man's this or poor man's that, but in my opinion, he reminds me of what Kyle Pitts, like he has that type of facade, in my opinion. Not as dynamic, but he gets open on any play. So the thing about Brandon Willis is he could find himself to get open. He could run routes. Then he can catch. Then he gets you yak after the catch. And the reason why I compared him to like a Kyle Pitts type of thing, that's how Atlanta should be using Kyle Pitts, but they're not, right? And so you don't need Brandon Willis to block when you got a guy like George Kittle. Like, you don't need him inline blocking. You can have him line up, go in motion, do all these little intricate things to confuse the defense. Who's going to cover him? You put a linebacker on him, it's touchdown city. You put a safety on him, well, guess what? He can get open on the safety. And you damn sure better not put a small-ass cornerback on a Brandon Willis. This is why I like
that's a matchup nightmare right there.
Bingo. You're on point, bro.
Oh, dude! What makes Brandon Willis so like more unique than compared to what Latou is, bro? He can play some fullback package too at times. Like you put him in the wing package. Oh, you can use him as your quarterback on those trickery plays.
That's why I said.
Bro. Gadget. I mean, he could do everything, bro. I think he's the best tight end, but Latou is like that kind of raw tight end that will get better in time. I like the group because I feel like that's the one weakest spot we've had last year, but. Then again, everybody's questioning the right side tackle. I think McKivitz will step up to the plate.
I like that you said that. Look, he's stepped up to the challenge before in big games. So why can't we allow him the opportunity to step up to the challenge in regular season games? I think
he's up for it. I think he's a really good pass blocker. It's just run blocking. He just needs to play more, and I think he'll get better in time.
I love it, bro. Listen, do me a favor, man. Thank you for joining the show. Plug your channel, bro. Let everybody know where they can go find you daily.
Oh, daily, bro. Like, I guess I do two separate channels. Mine's my wrestling channel, which I do interview wrestlers, and then the Niners channel, which is CG Ruthless 49ers Talk. You search it up, it's Spotlight 49ers Talk on there. So I have a lot of daily guests. Who you just saw recently, Dion, that comes on your stream. He comes on my show on a daily sometimes.
I love Dion.
I have a lot of Niner guests, bro. I'm always looking to get everybody in. So any of you guys want to join my mystery guests, it could be one of you guys that can jump into my show.
I love it, man. I appreciate what you do for the faithful, man. Keep up the great content and enjoy training camp, my brother.
All right, bro, for sure.
Peace out. And you know, the one thing I love doing about this particular type of segment, the one thing I love the most is we get you guys to come on, whether you're content creators, whether you're fans, whether you're other fans, it doesn't really matter. I just want that platform to be there for you. I love closing out this segment with the one and only Terra Dome. What's going on, my brother?
Oh, my brother. How am I coming in? Can you hear me good?
Abso-freaking-lutely. You sound amazing.
Amen. Glory to God. Brees, I want you to go ahead and complete this one for me.
Okay.
I'm reaping the harvest God promised me.
Take back what the devil has stole from me,
and
I'll rejoice today. Christ shall recover it all. Go ahead and talk to us, baby.
We bout as loaded as a 18-wheeler can be loaded.
Hey, I started the show talking about Energon cubes and Transformers, and then you just hit them with the Optimus Prime reference. You better talk, baby. Tell me God ain't in the building.
Bruh, it's Terra Dome, and I'm coming to y'all, telling y'all what it is. I know we had some out here all off season preaching that hee-haw, gloom, despair, and agonies on me. But let me tell you, man, there's a reference that's on TikTok about these two men getting out of a hole. And the hole is, I think, about 10, 12 feet deep. The only way you can get out of it, Breezy, sometimes is to run in a circle and let centrifugal force continue to let you rise and let you rise. You're going to see some of the same stuff you saw before, but keep on churning, keep on going. And eventually your momentum, inertia, and all the physics of the world will get you to the top. We've been stirring and we've been running in a spiral just to get up to this point here. Breezy, I am not scared, and 31 teams are on notice. I am deeper. I am better. I am accomplished. I'm pretty. I'm young and can't possibly be beat. I'm coming for it, boy. Jax Knox put the battery in my backpack. She's saying 17-0. I said 15-2 conservatively, but Breezy, oh my Lord, if young Brock Purdy done let the he was bruised for our transgressions, wounded for our iniquity, the chastisement of the pieces upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. Steve Young referenced the force, but there is a force greater than the force that's on Star Wars that was so eloquently put together by John Lucas and Luke Skywalker. There's something called the spirit, and there's about the spirit of a man. Everyone might look at you one way. You might have a short stature like Zacchaeus. You might be small to look at, but inside you lies an Optimus Prime that is 9 feet tall, that is 270 pounds, that can match anything you want to do. For all these people saying we don't have a franchise quarterback, hey, I beg to differ. Look at my young man, Brock, and I am not excluding, nor will I ever hate on Trey Lance. That man is grinding. I'm from the state, the great state of Virginia. You got to grind from city to city, backyard to yard. We got the squad that's going to take it all through. Trey Lance is out here grinding, trying to get better, trying to do things better, trying to be the best he can possibly be. And he is a San Francisco 49er. He wears a golden dome, Terra Dome for all y'all that on YouTube. He wears a golden dome, and he's part of this collection. He deserves to get a ring, and that's what's coming his way. And I can't say, y'all know how I love some Brock Purdy. I'm crazy about this kid, but I can't say with full assurity I know everything that's going to happen and everything that's going to go on. When the great Tom Brady in that season in his second year, he had to be spelled for an AFC championship, if I can remember, and we had to put or they had to put Drew Bledsoe in to get them over the hump versus Pittsburgh. For those of y'all that forgot,
They did.
all right. Brock Purdy, Trey Lance is trying to do the best he can. My timeline says this, Breezy, and I know I'm gonna be respectful of your time, amen. My timeline says this. There's a content creator. I don't really want to plug him because you hear it, and I'm a content creator now. Shout out Terra Dome.
I'm all for the plugs, bro. I'm all for building up the community, bro.
But Grant Cohen said on February 6th, he said Trey Lance does not plan to work on his mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that was a serious red flag to me. I think that was a week after the Super Bowl. My evidence says this. Kyle Shanahan had come to Jesus moments with Trey, with Deebo Samuel,
Mm-hmm.
with McGlinchey,
Mm-hmm.
and Jimmy G, and definitely that Tyler Croft. If I can liken it to The Godfather, boy, he was hot as Sonny in The Godfather.
Okay.
When Tyler Croft missed that block, Luca Brasi will sleep with the fishes. He talked to Barzini. He said he missed it. Get him out of here. McGlinchey, get him out of here.
Good is gone.
Trey, I love you. I've tried to do everything I can for you. He went to that team last year, Breezy, and I got the timeline here. I got it right here. He went to that team last year, man. He said, "Hey, look, I know y'all crazy about Jimmy G and everything, man, but Brock is my decision. I'm trying to give this thing to Brock. I'm sorry, Trey. I'm trying to get this thing to Trey. Y'all work with me here. Y'all work with me." He went to them and did that. He gave him the chance and the opportunity. He definitely did, Breezy. But here's your evidence. If there was nothing wrong with him, if his mechanics were all together, what is he doing going and working with Mr. Christensen in March of 2003? That's all you got to. If we just need to give him a chance, you can look at the timeline. Look at the timeline. Go back and look a year ago today.
Well, Kyle said that every year Trey Lance was working with the quarterback's coach every year. So just maybe, and you know me, just maybe Trey Lance was on the waiting list for Jeff Christensen. Like maybe Christensen just wasn't he wasn't available. He was unavailable. He wasn't available to him at the time.
I didn't even think about that. You might be right on that. You might be right on that.
I'm just saying maybe.
It was something that he was trying to get with. I think it was Beck.
It was Beck.
And that's my crew. That's I'm letting go of some stuff. I shouldn't.
It's all good.
I'm gonna be real with y'all, man.
I need you to be real. That's why you're here.
I talk to some of these players. I tweet with some of these players. I tweeted Trey way back when and said, Trey, it's a little loose. I see looseness in your mechanics. You got to get. I recommended Tom House, the one that does Drew Brees and Tom Brady. I said it's a little loose. I don't like where your front post is. I don't like your release is a little is you're winding up too much. and I got it on my phone. I don't want to. I might have burned about 2 or 3 relationships, but I'm here for y'all. It was a problem. It had to be a problem because Christensen goes and fixes this in March of 2023. Sometimes you go to a doctor and they don't have your antidote. They just are.
You got to go to a specialist,
and you got to go to somebody else,
yeah.
and they can see and identify things. So Trey's trying, man. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling y'all with all I know, man. That daggone Brock Purdy is something special. Please go to JT O'Sullivan. Please go to Brad Graham. Look at the people who look at film. Kurt Warner, Josh McCown, Derek Carr. To a man, those people who have played the position know that it's some idiosyncrasies and some nuances that are on Brock that you usually don't get, Breezy, until your 5th year in the NFL. It just happened that this kid's he's just got something different. I don't know if he's been trained up since Elite 11. I don't know. I don't care. Everybody talking about his experience. I don't care. For whatever reason, he stepped in and was ready. Go ahead, bro.
I don't think you have to be a football analyst, a special person that played the position to break down. They have to watch the film to recognize that Brock has something called the it factor. I mean, I don't think growing up you had to look at it when you watch little Michael Jackson dancing and taking over the shows to realize that that kid had the it factor. And that's something you can't teach. That's in you. It's either in you or it's not. You could be a great musician. You could be a great quarterback. But the ones that got the it factor, it just separates them from being elite. So you want to be elite? Do you want to be great? Now, this is not saying that Trey Lance doesn't have it. We just haven't seen it. We haven't had it. We haven't seen it.
We just
right?
haven't seen it. He just hasn't. He hasn't shown it.
But from Brock Purdy, regardless if he came in with a full squad or not, in my opinion, if it wasn't for him, we don't win that Raiders game.
And that's one of the hurdles he had to jump. Initially I said, well, can he go against a monstrous defense who's barreling down on him? That was Miami. Can he go against the greatest quarterback that ever lived? That was Tampa Bay. Can he win in a hostile environment where we've had a house of horrors? That was Seattle. He was doing it. Well, can you do it without all those personnel? Debo was hurt. Can you do it on the road down 10 with limited things? Your defense ain't got it today. Can you get us back in the game and can you pull it out? That was the Raiders. Well, can you win in the playoffs? 41 on Seattle. Can you win a slobber knocker with a rival that goes back to me and my dad, man?
Dallas.
The 49ers and the Cowboys. It's a slobber knocker. Can you just not blow it like their quarterback's gonna blow it? He passed the test. And we sitting around mad.
No.
Angry.
No.
Not you personally.
No, but no, I don't think they're mad that Brock Purdy's the guy. I think they're upset with the fact that the guy that you said was the guy isn't getting that opportunity again to be the guy. I think that's what it is.
It happens, man. It happens.
But it's called real life.
What you planned on doesn't.
Sometimes
everybody think about that high school crush.
I got you, bro. I'm gonna break it down like this. Sometimes your plan isn't God's plan.
It ain't God's plan. It just ain't.
That's it. That sometimes your plan isn't God. You can't go against God's plan. I don't care if you believe in him or not. I guarantee you keep continuing to push your plan if you want to, and then you like, dang God, why this road so bumpy? Why? Because it ain't my plan. I told you to go.
I told you Joshua to go here. I told you Jonah to go here. I told you in Damascus, Paul, this is what it is. And it just do go like that, y'all.
But it's okay. It's all right. At the end of the day, the way I'm looking at it is that the 49ers can win with Brock Purdy. I watched it.
Yep.
The 49ers can win with Trey Lance. I watched it as well.
Yep.
And I have faith that the 49ers can win with Sam Darnold. How's that?
I think so too. Sam Darnold, man, he was up there with the New York Jets, and y'all know that organization ain't been sugar, honey, iced tea for 20 years. The best they got was Mark Sanchez, and he got a butt fumble. Y'all know how them people is. And then he came down here to Carolina for a hot minute. I was down here with him. He put together a couple of games. And he had CMC, but they done went through tumult. They done went to travail. They done went through stuff. I'm down here, man. Cam Newton was down here. Everybody been down here in Atlanta. Wilkes was here. They basically the San Francisco Panthers.
This is the comment that is real. Chris Hardlick, I think that's how you pronounce it. The NFL isn't about giving chances. It's about taking advantages of the opportunities. Remember, I feel like people feel like I'm so mean or down on Trey. Y'all to work. That's not it. Trey Lance had an opportunity last year. He was given the keys to the range. That's what I grew up on, Range Rovers. He was given the keys to the range.
I got
4.6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amen.
All right. 4.6, not the 4.0. There's a difference between it, 30, 40 grand. So at the end of the day, Trey Lance was the matter of fact, he was given the keys so good that the coach came out and announced that he was the starting quarterback going forward. He was given the keys. He went out there, fortunately, was injured. He didn't get himself injured. He got injured. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's called football, and it happens. Here's the thing. The reason why I'm saying this is because, and I'm not wishing this, I can knock on wood if you guys are superstitious, Brock Purdy can go out there and get injured, but if the 49ers aren't prepared for that to happen, then they won't win a game, bro. So look what they got, and they're stable at quarterbacks. They got Trey Lance, who I feel they still believe in. I know people feel like they don't, and that's fine. And then they went and doubled down and brought in a guy like Sam Darnold who can get the ball out of his hand and get the ball down the field.
First round pick.
I'm just saying.
These are first round picks. But everybody saying that we don't have it in terms of a franchise quarterback. He done went out and got 2 first round picks, Larry, 3 overalls.
Y'all might not like
and brought in Brandon Allen, who was backing up a first rounder, number 1 overall, number 2 I'm not sure what Joe Burrow is. Don't say we ain't trying. Don't say we ain't doing it. Don't say we ain't. This is what we're doing, and with the money that we're paying them, we have a surplus amount to have a Nick Bosa best at his position, to have a Trent Williams best at his position.
They don't understand.
To have a CMC best at his position, a Fred Warner best at his position.
Let me break this down because they don't understand that, Bishop. You ever played a game? You got $20 and you could pick these NFL players to be on your squad. You can spend $5 on 4 players and be out, but you're gonna be missing that 5th. I forgot what the number is, but you know where I'm going.
Yeah, I got
you gotta figure out a way to balance the budget. AKA, it's a salary cap game. You can't pay all the top players. So you better figure out which positions you need the players to be paid at the top so that they're producing at 110%. And then on top of that, who gonna be them role players that you can still win with? And that's what the salary cap is all about. The Niners put themselves in a situation, not a bad situation. I think financially they're fine. I know they got to pay money down the road, but the San Francisco 49ers tier don't put themselves in the situation where I could pay my left tackle, I could pay my defensive end, I could pay my tight end, I could pay my fullback, I could pay a running back, I could pay a wide receiver. I'm about to pay 2 wide receivers. Why? Why are they in that position? Because they traded 2 first-round picks, swapped another first-round pick, drafted a kid named Trey Lance, was going to develop him, doubled down the next year, got a quarterback in the 7th round where they was just like, I like this kid. He can show us some things. Let's just bring him in here and see what he can do. And all of a sudden, it's potentially a franchise quarterback. Guess how much money they spending on quarterbacks, bro?
What? I think
10 not million? Even. I was going to say, not even, if we put it in our term, not even $10, because I'll never see $10 million. Not even $10, bro. Like, this is how they're able to keep the fruits of their labor churning, to keep the wheels churning. You want the 49ers contesting every year? Now, do we want a Patrick Mahomes, a Josh Allen?
Oh, yeah,
hell yeah.
I take it.
Of course we did.
But it's got to be at a budget, because you take that. Let's look at.
See, that's what separates.
I love Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is a Martian. Justin Herbert can roll out to one side of
and
the
throw it 95 yards to the other side.
He is all that. He just signed for, man, Breezy. What is that? 40,
I don't know, but I'm curious to see how they're gonna keep contending. Look. Their wide receiver Keenan Allen's getting older. They paid Mike Williams last year. Joey Bosa's can't stay healthy. They got a defense that they're paying for. Like, they're going to be struggling in salary cap purgatory, and they're going to, guess what? It's called, what's my favorite part of the off season when the New Year League hits? It's called cap casualties.
Yes, sir.
You're going to see good players, great players get cut.
Gonna go. That safety that they got, Derwin James.
Now, I don't know about cutting him. Like, you'd be an idiot to cut Derwin James, but there's going to be other guys that they might
ain't gonna fit like you want to. Now you're looking at draft choices. Now you got to make real business decisions.
That's what.
But you sitting in San Francisco, y'all can keep daggone near everybody, and if you move somebody, you still can bring somebody in of high quality because you got the money to do it. Because your starting quarterback don't make but $900,000, but he's giving you the production, 2 playoff wins. Twice as many as Justin Herbert.
There it is. Listen, Terra Dome, I want to get out of here because the practice has officially started. Jair Brown, first rookie on the field. I don't know if he did the hype machine. I know some of you guys out there were saying he was going to do the hype machine, but he was the first player on the field. Shout out to Brad Graham, SF Niners.
CG messed me up, man. I went with Braden.
No, but he was just the first player on the field. I don't know if he did the rookie hype machine. The question is, which rookie would be the first rookie to do the hype machine?
I got Braden.
I'm going with Latu. I feel it's a Latu day on Tuesday. It's a Latuesday. It's a Latuesday. See?
Oh, come on, Breezy. Dang, I ain't think of that first.
Let's see if they thinking the same thing. Shout out to John Chapman as well. Listen, Terra Dome, let everybody know where they can find you, man, so I can close out the show.
At Terra Dome on YouTube. I'm gonna be tonight. I'm gonna be with Gina, repping the Bay, and the crew, riding the boys. Man, we are breaking down your state's best. And we're going against the state best all time. Y'all know I'm from the great state of Virginia. I'm just going to give y'all a little teaser. You know, Mike Vick is starting for my team. We're putting together 22. I got Mike Vick. Y'all might see a little Lawrence Taylor. Y'all might see a little
one of the greatest football players of all time. Top 5.
We balling.
It's Wednesday, DeMarcus. My bad.
Check me out. 9:30 tonight, Eastern Standard.
Well, if they did the hype machine yesterday on Tuesday, maybe they did it for Latu, but I don't think they did the rookie hype machine yesterday. We'll figure it out. But thank you, DeMarcus. Appreciate that. All right, man. Let me go ahead and get up out of here, man. Terra Dome, thanks for joining the show always, bro. Appreciate you.
Always, man. Love 49ers. We get ready to get this thing.
Yes, sir. 6 is in the making. All right, guys, listen, really quickly before we get out here, I got to shout you out again and thank you all for just being a part of the stream. The live stream is good to be back. Shout out to all the Breezy Bunch crew members out there. Shout out to those that aren't. I appreciate you anyway for just tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button for sure. Last but not least, listen, the NFL's top 100 is out and the 49ers have 2 players that have graced into the 70s. You got Dre Greenlaw at number 79. Talanoa Hufanga at number 78. And there are a lot of 49er players that I feel like are going to be in this top 100. So the 49ers got up into the 70s, and we're going to watch this continue to trickle down. How many 49er players will end up in the top 50? All right, that's going to be interesting to find out. Listen, I love you guys. I'll see you back here on Friday. We'll be here on Friday. So I'll see you guys on Friday. Listen, if you're at camp, enjoy the day. Stay cool like Breeze, baby. Love y'all. Stay up, stay faithful. Always keep it nitty gritty, man. Thanks for watching. Peace.